Okay, we are now recording, everyone. Okay, so let's talk friendship love. So just so you know, we're gonna open up with a mindful moment, just to ground ourselves in connection. I'm gonna do a little keynote on reimagining friendship, just letting you know how this workshop came to be, and also we're going to do some questioning, journaling, and reflection. So if you need a journal, now is a good time to grab it. Or if you are on a computer, you want to journal on your phone, now is a good time to grab your journal. So I'm just going to give us like a minute or two for everybody to get what they need. Maybe you need to get like some tea. Maybe you need to get yourself just recalibrated for this session. We'll start exactly at 1:20. And so we'll give people some time to come on in. Moving on from that, I just want to start with the keynote, reimagining friendship, cosmic agreements, and layers and levels, y'all. Okay, let's talk about it. Let me tell you how this workshop came up because y'all know me. If you don't know me, you're about to find out. I love to be vulnerable. I think there is power in vulnerability. And I think by showing ourselves and being all of ourselves, we invite others to be ourselves, to be themselves. And I thought about this because I've been studying what cosmic agreements are. And I thought about how to reimagine friendship because I had a really traumatic experience with a friend. And I realized that the friendship I thought I was in was not the friendship they thought they were in. And that made me realize, like, what kind of agreements? I kept asking myself, when did we agree to that? Like, what makes you think that, like, that's what kind of friend I want to be? And I realized that there are times when you try to break a trauma bond. Like, trauma bonds are when you become somebody's friend because of the hardships y'all are going through. And it's like, oh, we could talk and talk about these hardships. We're in survival mode. We could just build off of this. Girl, that was crazy. Girl, that was crazy. And I started to ask myself, because this past year, I went through so much. I was going through so much. And I realized that I was coming to a place in my life where I was actually happy. Like, I was going through so much trauma, but I was at so much peace. I was actively cultivating my signature, which is peace. And I realized that this friend felt threatened by me not being in a state of trauma anymore and me wanting to just be in a state of manifesting the things that are for my highest good. And so I started to question, like, what kind of friendship is this? Like being reminded of things of the past. And I noticed that it wasn't love, because love keeps no records of wrongs. And this friend kept reminding me of stuff, like even the ways that my husband abused me. And I was just like, this is not friendship. And I knew, like, in my spirit, that is not friendship. And even though there's layers to this and a ton of history and lots of levels, like, this is not the kind of friendship that I would want my children to witness. This is not the type of friendship that I would want to put on display. And I really do what I do best. I started to learn. I was just like, what would make a good friendship? And I started to go back to the drawing board. And initially, I was at a point of wanting to show unconditional love and wanting to go back to the drawing board and say, oh, when I was a teenager, I was this way, I was growing. So can we form a pact? Can we come to some agreements to be better friends to each other? And what I realized was there are some people who are not willing to grow, and they don't want you to be aligned. They don't want a cosmic relationship with you. They want you to be in the dumps with them. They could only be your friend when you're down. And so when we think about friendships and cosmic friendships, the word cosmic means truth, justice, and order. So in your friendships, who is telling the truth to you? Is there justice? And justice meaning what love looks like in public, like Cornel West says, like, is there a fair amount of give and take, right? Are you allowed to be vulnerable and be your true self? And are you allowed to grow in your relationship? And when you think about order, is this person bringing chaos to your life? Or when this person comes into your life, do you feel like there's more order? And you know by whether or not you feel drained in this friendship, right? You know if you feel like, oh, here we go again. It's about to, I know when such and such calls me, it's about to be some stuff. Or when you're talking to this person, are they at helping you to build in your life? Or are they simply helping you to tear things down and procrastinate and doubt yourself more? And are they operating from like a codependent place? So that's something that we could ask ourselves. Like, when we reimagine our friendships, can they be cosmic? And can we do a check like, yep, in this relationship, there's truth, justice, and order. In this relationship, there's truth, justice, and order. And recognizing that there are levels and layers to friendship, right? Some friendships feel like a deep sisterhood, and some friendships feel like a partnership, right? Like a life partner. And there are other friendships still that feel like this is my Dr. Gloria Ladson Billings always says, get your squad. Like we have those squad friends, those people that you like, if I call this person up and tell them to show up at 2 o'clock in the morning because I need help with something, there won't be no questions. Like, this is my squad. I can say I need to move and they're going to be there. I could say I'm like going through this, and these are the people that like show up for you. Of course, not at the expense of themselves, but these are people that you just know you can count on no matter what. But you want to examine, is it cosmic? Like, what cost does it come at for you to have those types of friendships? And when you think about the layers of it, I think about the way like an onion. So we all are multifaceted. We all have many aspects of ourselves. And so asking yourself, how many layers does my friendship have? Like, is this a friendship that's just on the surface layer that they only get to see this part of me? Because we have many ways of expressing ourselves and coming fully into ourselves. And so, which friends really know you? Like the multiple layers of you. And we have different friends for different reasons. So maybe these friends only know certain layers of you, and other friends only know other layers of you, and vice versa, right? So this is something for us to be thinking about. And so I'm going to now move on and have us go into our whole group time where we will process and reflect together. So the first question that I want to invite you to think about is, what did you learn about friends and friendship, from where and from whom? So speaking up, because you had a great segue, I just want to invite you to name out your friends and what qualities do they have. So I'm going to give you 3 minutes to just list some friends that you have right now, and what do you love about them? What do you need to unlearn and relearn about friendships? What do you need to unlearn and relearn? So this is where we get to be real honest with ourselves and say, you know what, this thing I believe about friendship is toxic. And what I want to believe about friendship that is not toxic and that is life-giving is this. So what do you need to unlearn about friendship? And what do you need to relearn about friendship? Does it help? How do you want to give love in friendships? So this is something that I want us to be thinking about. Like, as you examine the friendships around you, do they match the ascension, growth, and frequency of your life, or even the life you're creating? And what kind of changes need to be made? So we could talk about this because we only have a few more minutes. You could feel free to journal as we talk, but let's really think about this. Like, as you examine the friendships around you, what are you noticing? Well, we're going to stop there. And you know me, I'm a teacher, so I got to leave y'all with some homework. So get your phones ready and take a picture of this, because this is what I invite you to notice after this workshop and beyond. And that's it. Once you take a picture, I'll see you at the next event, hopefully. Thank you for being here. I love y'all, and cheers to having healthy cosmic friendship.